Hey YouTube, so I know it's been a long time since I have done a video and I know the background's a little different. I'm actually in my childhood home. I moved back in with my parents. I'm still going to move to California, but I want to talk about a pretty traumatic event that happened to me. I know I've been off of YouTube for a while, but I've endured kind of a lot, and actually I'm not wearing any makeup right now, so if you see some pimples, this is my natural face, and I'm not going to apologize for it. I was also dealing with a really bad outbreak of adult acne, and so I felt really gross, and I'm actually healing pretty well, and I recently got LASIK, so just a lot of things. So I'm going to start in the beginning, and if I need to make more videos, I will. So I really want to talk about why I'm here at my parents' house and what happened to me. So, as most of you know, I work as a high school teacher, or I worked as a high school teacher. I taught mathematics at a high school in a small town in Kansas. I'm not going to say which one, but it was a small town, a small community. And for 2 years, I didn't really divulge my trans status to anyone. There were a few close colleagues that I told in confidence, and there was one paraeducator whose daughter went to school with me prior to my transition, so she knew. Now, I'm not sure which little bird told the assistant principal about me, but somehow it was leaked to the AP that I was trans, and I ended up being the butt of a really cruel joke at a work party that I did not attend. I was actually super sick that day. And it was one of the worst experiences I've ever faced with regard to coming out. And that's because I didn't choose to come out, and I didn't come out on my own terms. When you're forced out of the closet in any situation, it's extremely difficult to deal with because people base their idea of you on assumptions and on ignorance. And that's exactly what happened to me. I have a fellow male colleague who's a brand new teacher there. I'm not going to give out any detailing information about him. He's a wonderful colleague, and people have been trying to hook us up. I mean, even my own students think that we'd be a good couple. I mean, we're around the same age. But just because we're around the same age and we look good together doesn't mean that we are going to be together. I mean, he has a girlfriend, and I respect that, and I'm not a homewrecker by any stretch of the word. And so to me and to him, we have a platonic relationship, and it's going to remain that way. Well, our friends at work started teasing him, and keep in mind, I was told this by several people on multiple accounts. So they started picking on him, telling him that, oh, we would have made a good couple. Well, then the AP butts in and says, well, she looks like a lady but is actually a man, making really cruel Jim Carrey references, and basically outs me to everyone at the work party. All these teachers I've worked for the past 2 years, who a few days ago during our farewell dinner, I said a heartfelt goodbye to, and I called them my family, and here they were, making fun of me and outing me and making cruel jokes about my hands. I mean, I have tiny hands, and yet they were saying really awful things about me, and I felt really betrayed and unappreciated. And for all the work that I've done and um, all the effort that I put into making a name for myself as a teacher, it was all kind of thrown down the drain, because all of a sudden people were judging me based on my choice to transition and not on my body of work as an educator. All of a sudden, the assistant principal, who is supposed to be, a model of respect and good behavior for students, was suddenly bullying me, and was saying really harsh things. I mean, he was pressuring the other teachers to get with me to take pics so that they could see what I look like naked, and that is harassment. And of course, I could press charges. I could try and bring a suit against the school, but I've thought a lot about that. One, I wasn't there. So it's kind of hard to bring a case against someone when you are not there, even though you're the victim. Even though I have several accounts that corroborate the stories, it's very difficult as a teacher to work against administration. And secondly, I'm without a job right now. And so I don't want to put myself in a precarious situation where I'm relying on the principal and my secondary mentor to give me good recommendations, and at the same time, I'm bringing this huge suit against the school. And thirdly, I care about my colleagues involved, and especially those that defended me and are still working for the district. I don't want to bring them into this. I don't want to drag them into it. And I don't know, maybe I'm not making the best decision, but I just feel like I'm moving to California and I'm going to put all this behind me. And it was awful. But it taught me a lot. It taught me not to trust a lot of people. I mean, I'm not very trustworthy in the beginning, but I think that when you transition, and especially when you choose to be stealth, you really have to make a choice. Either you're going to be stealth and completely stealth, or you're not going to be stealth. I had the mistaken understanding or thinking that my dog is so cute. That I could tell some people and not tell the majority of people and be okay. And what happened was, over the past week, I've had to out myself to people who didn't deserve to know. The only people that deserve to know that I'm trans are my family and the people I choose to sleep with. Nobody else. And now all of a sudden an entire staff knows about my transition. It's really degrading. So I wanted to relay that to you. I'll talk more about other things that have occurred, but I'm doing my best. In times of adversity, I really have to pick myself up and be strong, and I wouldn't be a good teacher and a good person and a good model for my students if I wasn't able to move past this. And I will be. I know I'm not defined by them, and what other people think of me is not my problem, it's their problem. At the end of the day, I love myself and I'm proud of myself, and I know damn well that I know myself so much better than they do. And the person who outed me, I'm extremely disappointed in him, and that's all I'll say. I don't pride myself going around and picking on people who aren't even there to defend themselves. And so for that, I'm not a terrible person like he is. So anyways, have a great day, and I will talk to you later.